Hello, my name is Patrick Walker, and I chose vocab.com as a technology that I wanted to show you all how to utilize it and how I use it in my classroom. The mission of vocabulary.com is to close the word gap so that students can achieve at higher levels. When learners are equipped with building blocks of language, they have a greater access to education, information, and opportunities. At vocabulary.com, they are very passionate about growing strong readers and thinkers. That's what drives them to create innovative tools and engaging experiences to go above and beyond basic definitions to teach for depth of knowledge and enduring understanding. Now, the cool part about vocab.com is when I used to just do vocabulary, the vocabulary would be a lot of ACT words, SAT words, and a lot of it was in a vacuum type situation, just rote memory. So what I decided to do was I went ahead and taught the kids, you know, by using like stories, by using pictures and having them draw pictures to help them cement the vocabulary into their brain, so that it wasn't just a word that's just floating aimlessly in an abstract universe. It was actually a word that they had touched, they had drawn, they had sentiment. They felt the word more so than just heard it. So the cool part about vocabulary.com is that it actually helps do some of that. Okay. Let me see. All right. So I'm gonna take you to how it's kind of set up. The first thing you do is you create a class. I'm not gonna really create a class, of course, because I don't really have my student list yet or anything. But I'm gonna create a class, and you name it. uh, You have a start date. The weird part about the start date and the end date, I got caught up with this when we had COVID last year and we went over sometime. I set my end date too early by like a week. Usually I just give it an extra week so that I have time, to put the grades and everything. But we started, my district in Pinellas started 2 weeks late. So by starting 2 weeks late, it threw me off an extra week. So I actually lost my classes right after exams were done, which I needed to have them so that I could finish the grade. So I had to like go in and figure out how to get them back. It was a little bit weird. I had to go in and actually extend it a little further. So, but it's cool. All right, so the class description, you say whether it's a reading class, performing arts class, literature, ELA, whatever you want to call it. And then you create your class. Okay. Now that's one thing, but it's a lot of things that just mind-boggling. And it wasn't like that when I first started using vocab.com. They've actually added things to it. So right here, you can see they actually have books. Now I have a set of lists that I use, and it keeps it in the computer, which is really cool. It actually keeps it all under your name. So, I mean, it really works on that part. But if you're reading like a literature book and you're reading nonfiction, then all these books have vocabulary that go along with it. And basically, you can use that vocabulary as your vocabulary from the book while you're reading the book. So it's like an enrichment. Or you can give them the vocabulary before they read the book so that they um, what they're up against. You can do historical documents so that they can get a taste for the language. They can get a taste for the meaning and what the language is about. It's really cool. So you could utilize this at a history class, social studies of some sort. I mean, it's a lot of good stuff. Thomas Paine, Common Sense. When they were talking about rising up against the British. Oh, man. it's a lot of stuff that you can utilize. Let's see what else. So let's say, you know what? I just want to search something, look up a word. So let's say you look up what's a good word? Barbarian. Because I do a lot of stuff. Gotta get my spelling correct. But oh, I'm not doing that. Barbarian. Okay. Okay, where's my R? Yay. Okay. Got it. So it tells you like what a barbarian is, and it's, it tells you that's an insulting word for a person from an uncivilized culture or a person who has no manners. So basically, like when we read Beowulf in the beginning of the class, we talk about how they had like a barbaric society, very warlike. People from Europe, Southern Europe, or from Northern Africa or Eastern Africa would have looked at them. Middle Eastern people would look at them as completely uncouth. So that's the word that you could use before you introduce the Beowulf type subject. Okay, so there's another place. They have challenges. Challenges are really cool. They actually keep track of what the students do, and you'll find some students that are really, let's say, high strung. You have to kind of tone them back because they get really excited about the challenges, and it's like, hey, I need you to learn these words. I need you to do what you need to do. Enjoy it, but don't fall in the rabbit hole. Some students fall in the rabbit hole, and they go into a challenge, and then they start competing against kids from other states, and it just gets really like, whoa, you got to pull back, got to pull back, but it's like a video game type situation, so a lot of them get sucked in. So you gotta keep an eye on that, but other than that, it's pretty cool. Let's see. We did speeches, lists, all lists. I did Dracula one year, and I was able to utilize Dracula list for the words. Okay, so I'm gonna type in Dracula. Hey, this is bad. You should have seen the outtakes. All right. That's me creating the list. That's what I'm used to doing. But let's see, Dracula. All right, so it goes in and talks about Bram Stoker, talks about, the graphic novel that he wrote that pretty much spawned the whole vampire genre. And it's basically it has the list from chapters 1, chapter 2, and you go through and so if you're gonna do chapter 1, you give them these words because these words are not like anything these kids talk about now. Smattering. Most kids don't know what a smattering is. So, I guess that means to like smatter means to like place on top or, you know, probably kind of like haphazardly, like kids do with syrup and pancakes, whatever. Put a smattering of syrup on the pancakes. And the cool part about it is it has practice. So you go to the practice, and the practice actually helps them, figure it out. So it's got 40 words from chapter 1 and chapter 2. Reticent, they don't use. Implore, they might know. Polyglot, most people don't know that, but that basically means somebody who knows multiple languages, but we don't really use that term anymore. Abreast, they should know. Reverent, they should know. Engender, earnestness, maybe not. Alacrity, not probably. Kids would know that. Prodigious, I'm a bit basically it's pretty cool, and that's one of the things that you can use. But it's so many things you can put in your own words. So What I've often done is if I'm reading a book or whatever, I'll come up with a list and I'll take those words and I'll import them into vocabulary.com. And then when you do that, it creates your own list. So I'm going to just show you something that I created a while back. I'll just go with 22. And it's like 10 words. And basically, it has the words, and the kids would do a practice on the words. And at the very end, it grades them. And then the coolest part about it is you can test them. And when you test them, they actually it grades it for you. Now, I will admit, there's been one or two, maybe three times when I've had issue where the kid answered the right question, but it said it was wrong or something weird like that. And I've actually, gone and looked at it with the kid, and then I'll just go ahead and give the student the points that weren't calculated into vocabulary.com. But all in all, it's a really good resource. You take words, it keeps them, it keeps them, it keeps a catalog of them. It learns words. It's just really cool. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks a lot. And hopefully this will help you with what's going on. All right. And hopefully you can use vocab.com. And if you're not in the classroom, maybe you can use that as a resource for teachers. It makes everything a lot easier. All right. But thanks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.